Hello. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Hello, everybody. It's me, it's Andy, Decayed Andy. We are pre-moon pooping, as we do. I should change Einhide slapping Seeker bottoms, I think. That would be a good idea. We've had that this week, so let's change it to... actually... We can have Preceptor the Fact Checker. My favorite. Look at it. Look at this little dude. Actually. I always remember Preceptor being the actually person. He looks perfect, doesn't he? I like actually Fauna from HoloLive as well. That was always pretty good. Hope you did well this week, chat. Hope you're having a good day and all that jazz. Just me this week. We're doing news, as I will explain momentarily. I don't have the things on. I need music. There's music for when we start musicking. And yeah, there's the actual news. Oh, it's handy when that's on screen, ain't it? Ain't it just? But since it is just little old Andy, we can expect it won't be a super long show because, you know, there's, in all honesty, there's not a huge amount of news to go through. But we will go through what we have. And then we'll see how the night takes us, eh? Okay, yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I think so. I think it's time for some music, baby. Let's go.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Everybody, welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy, and we are here for a week of news. News week, things of news. Are you ready to look at the time and think, ooh, Transformers are the time right now or something? Yeah, we're going to be talking about Transformers news, which do include more stories on Watchers than I thought I would be talking about this week, but that's that is a thing that is happening. I hope you're all doing well and are ready for a fun time for the week. There's not a lot of news to go through, as mentioned in the pre-show briefly, but we'll get through it as we can. We may as well just jump right into said news with the Infantry X Transformers Modular Transformers. Oh, I see. It's Infantry X Transformers. That's the title. New thing, modular Transformers exclusive chronograph wristwatch. So this is a collaboration between Infantry, who I've never heard of, not being a watchman. It's well above my board. But they're collaborating with Transformers. Let's go and have a look at their website. What have Infantry done in the past? We can also look to... I don't want any of privacy stuff, thank you. Do we have it? Yeah, I don't want 10% off, thank you. Oh, ooh, that's I don't know if that's a good price for a watch, but we'll get into it. Okay, so let me read to you the description of this crossover. Elevate your wrist game with the Infantry Model 42 series. Oh, my favorite of the series, Transformers Watch. The true testament to the ultimate collaboration between iconic design and rugged functionality. What makes it rugged? What makes it rugged? Featuring an analog time display, 24-hour clock indication, and a day/date function. The timepiece is built for versatility and style, with a 100-meter water resistance. Is that down or just like lengthways? You can go 100 meters and like lengthways. Probably means down. I can't imagine I'll ever be 100 meters down in the water with a wristwatch on, unless I'm dying, so I don't think that would be a big thing for me, but I know it is a thing for people. It says 10 ATM, which I assume that is the indication of how many meters you can go down before it explodes, but I don't know. It's a perfect for any adventure. Plus, the module design allows you to freely swap out watch components to suit your personal style. I don't know what that means. Transform your look with this standout piece of infantry. So the functionality, we have analog time display. We've read all that. It's got a push/pull crown, which I assume is the thing you use to twiddle the clock handles. Probably that makes sense. I'm not going to read that because that's kind of who cares about the materials. Let's read the description here. The watch brand Infantry is now offering a high-end Mod 42, which is the module of 42 model in 2 different designs, Autobot themed and Decepticon themed, because that's the thing you go for. Each watch features an analog time display, which I mentioned. Mentioned that as well. They are available from the Infantry website for $260 US in the Autobot style, or for more, apparently, you can get the $290 Decepticon version. I don't know why the Decepticon version is $30 more. It does not say so here in the story, but it's the thing. It seems more products are coming soon, so stay tuned for updates. So let's have a look at the watches. It's got a leather strap. It looks like a watch. There is translucent plastic, however. I suppose. It comes in a fucking huge box, though. What the heck? A watch box is really big for no particular reason, I wonder. It's got a 40th anniversary logo on the back. Sapphire crystal. All stainless steel. And then 100. I don't know what sapphire crystal means particularly, but I'm sure in the watch world it's pretty fancy where you go, oh, that's nice, isn't it? Super Lume hands, which I think mean glow in the dark hands, so you can see it at night. Date display, 24-hour clock. Analog time, yeah, okay. What's it mean, analog time? Oh, analog time just means it's got the hands on it. So if you used to digital, how many digital watches are there? Are digital watches more? I imagine if you're getting a watch, you're probably getting an analog watch, right? I don't think you see many digital watches, but I could be wrong. I don't think you'd look super cool with a digital watch these days. Unless it was also a calculator, then we're cooking with biscuits. There's also a 24-hour clock, which is also a analog version. So you can see on the bottom there is another clock. And it's got so instead of 6, it's got 12, and instead of 12, it's got 24. So that's the thing, I suppose. I don't like the date display because it's analog again. It's on a little hand, so I think it would be, at least by my silly dumb brain, pretty faffy. It's easy to do the months because it says Feb, Jan, and it just points to the right one. Fair enough, that's easy. But the date, that's a bit more faffy because what do you do on a month that doesn't have 31 days? The watch isn't going to know that, right? So how does it know that? These are questions I have that I do not know the answers to. What else have they done? Watches, they've done collaborations. Okay, we don't care about the real watches. We care about the collaborations. So they've done Care Bears. They've done Shinshan. I don't know why Shinshan. Future GPX Cyber Formula. I have no idea what that is. Macross. I know Macross. Everyone knows Macross. Monopoly. Oh, yes. Moomins. I know Jai would be very happy to see the Moomins. Old Master Q. That seems to be another Japanese product. One Piece. Everybody loves One Piece. Peanut. I always called it Snoopy. I don't know. When I heard it was called Peanut, I was like, that seems weird. But yeah, there's Peanut. Peanuts, plural. Pjai and Friends, which seems to be another Japanese-like product, which I don't know about. Transformers, obviously. Oh, the Samurai Pizza Cats. I wouldn't have suspected that. Ape Explorers. I don't know that. Monopoly, Transformers, almost a Q, and then it seems like that's it. It says sale. Oh, so the modular watch... I think this is no, this is a different Transformers watch. There's a different Transformers watch. The model, it just says TF2. And these ones are £46 compared to the modular watch, which we were looking at earlier. Yeah. I'm guessing the kind of modular watch is just the better model because that's £197. Which is, a little bit more expensive. So I guess the standard, maybe it explains in the next story, because there is also the Infantry X Transformers 40th Anniversary Modular Mechanical Watches Kickstarter announcement. So I guess this was the thing that got kicked off. Is this the... Let's check the website because I don't know. Where's the link to the Kickstarter infantry website? There's no link to the Kickstarter directly, so well, it's probably over by now, I suppose, right? Oh no, hey, go away. Go away. No, maybe this is it. Okay, but they're doing it seems like this is a different thing. It seems like it's a different thing at least. So this one will have a silicone strap, stainless steel. Where's the just description? Revolution timekeeping for iconic transformability. Ugh. To celebrate the 40 years of Transformers, infantry proudly present a groundbreaking timepiece that fuses precision watchmaking with legendary spirit of transformation. It's a bit hooey, but okie dokie. This isn't just a watch, it's a modular masterpiece designed for those who carry a Transformers legacy wherever they go. Swap components, change style, embrace the power of transformation. Let's have we'll take that off. So, an Optimus Prime watch, a Megatron watch, and a Bumblebee watch, because those are the only people there ever are, which is a thing. They look nice. I recognize the art pieces they've done, but I can't exactly place where they're from. But you've seen these bits of art before of Megatron and B and all that jazz. Silicone strap. A silicone strap's nice. Imagine they make your arm less sweaty. Oh, so the modularity just comes with it allows you to remove the timepiece and just swap around, I guess, to make it a B or Megatron, or is that the idea? Yeah, I guess it just allows you to swap the parts on it for whatever reason. It's also got that weird big circle thing where you can swap it around. Oh, yeah, so it means you can swap out components. So you can't... if you get the Megatron one, it will be a Megatron watch. But then you can change the straps and then other watch swappable parts, which, again, makes more sense to watch people more so than it does me. But you can swap out watch bits. So that's a different thing. The previous modular watch is its own thing because they had only the Decepticon and Autobot insignia. So do we have Transformers crossover? Do we have the Kickstarter stuff? No, but they have also done the modular 40, which is 2 above the previous one, which is the Transformers Power of the Dragon, which is on sale, so get it while it's cheap, for £302. Ooh boy. What makes it? It's in rose gold, so I guess that makes it cooler. Step into the world of the legendary power with the Infantry Transformers Power of the Dragon watch. This masterpiece, driven by the Seiko NH72 automatic movement. I don't know what that means. Is the celebration of iconic heroes and mythical dragons. Not the exact kind of blending of things I would see together, Transformers and mythical dragons, but cool concept. With a 100-meter water resistance again, whoop-de-doo, is designed for durability and adventure. That's what the previous one said. It seems like this line here, this sentence, with 100 meters resistance, is a reusable line. I guess they just copy and paste that one. As part of our modular 40 series, you can freely swap and customize components to match your style. The gold accent adds a touch of luxury to this powerful collaboration. So I'm obviously have no idea why this one is vastly more expensive than the previous one, but I'm sure once again, for those of you who are watch enthusiasts, you know exactly why this one is way more than the previous one that we talked about, and way more than the first ones that we looked at as well. It's over my head, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Some people don't like watches, and well, it's not that I care or dislike them. I just don't care. Next up for our usual, is this garbage? It is. We've got the Overlord, not the character, I guess the brand people, X Transformers collaboration with their famous and awe-inspiring G1 caps. Oh boy, ain't that a kicker. Hopefully these won't be too much, but let's have a look. Oh, a little bit. So we have a Bumblebee cap. It's got G1 Bumblebee on the front. It's got Overload on the side. And if you wonder what kind of cap it is the cap where the back is a mesh rather than a material. I don't know what the difference in caps are, but this one let your head breathe, but the other one will allow your head not to be burnt by the sun, which for my man Matt, who is bald, is something he always has to consider. He couldn't wear a cap like this because his head would just fry like a little egg, so wouldn't be for him, and he's not into Transformers anyway. Neither here nor there. It looks like a nice cap. They've got some nice detail on the underside. You know, it's got the little square pattern that you'd expect for Transformers. Megatron 1, sneering over your head. It looks like it's an embroidered patch as well on the front of the cap rather than it being something cheap and printed on. So that's nice, you know, as much as one can admire a cap, I suppose. And then the Optimus Prime for some reason is flipping the bird. He's not doing the peace sign. He's doing the reverse of that, which was "fuck you, French. You don't have fingers for archery." If I remember that correctly, that might be incorrect, but yeah, he's given the "fuck you" in the UK kind of V rather than the peaceful one, which is kind of odd for him to do. But okay. Prime's, decided to come out swinging today. I guess that's the way he be. What have Overlord done? They have done Alf caps, Astro Boy caps, Betty Boop, Care Bear, Count Duckula, Danger Mouse, Family Guy, The Flintstones, Futurama, Hanna-Barbera, Invader Zim, Kellogg's, for when you want a bite of cereal, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Looney Tunes, Mighty Mouse is still relevant, Monopoly, Peanuts, Pink Panther, Popeye, Power Rangers, Rainbow Bright, Ren and Stimpy, Rick and Morty, Rocko's Modern Life, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Rugrats, Scooby-Doo, The Simpsons, The Smurfs, South Park, SpongeBob SquarePants, Strawberry Shortcake, specifically Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know if that includes everything, but Tom and Jerry, Transformers, and hang on, what was the last one? Yo Gabba Gabba. I don't know what Yo Gabba Gabba is, but hey, you know what Yo Gabba Gabba is. Oh, there's also a Starscream cap as well. They're £25 each. I do not know if this is a good price for a cap, because the last time I bought a cap was probably when I was in Disney World, and that was many decades ago. So, yeah, I don't know. And they were probably overpriced caps as well. But I guess for a cap, it's probably fine. I want to have a look at it. What's the Count Duckula cap look like? Oh, it's just... Why is it evil Count Duckula? They're using the evil version. He doesn't beast a man because he's a vegetarian. That's the song. They're using the evil one from the episode... is he... I can't remember. It's been a long time since I watched Count Duckula. I know in... I can't remember. I thought he only appeared as the evil version in other media, right? Like Danger Mouse rather than his own show. But again, it could be wrong. Is there anything a little less just flat? Like a cool design? No, all the designs seem to be, and I am making an assumption because I'm not going through everything, is your favorite character on the front of the cap in a pose rather than anything specifically different between them. So if we go on to Tom and Jerry, I'm going to assume I'm going to see a Tom cap and a Jerry cap, and that's it. Is that right? Oh, and for some reason they got Droopy on here as well. But yes, I was correct. That's it. For the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it'll just be the individual turtles on each cap. Yep. It's not even Nickelodeon's version. It's the 80s version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, so the designs, I would say, are a little bit on the lackluster side, personally. If it's just your character on a square shape with a white background, mostly on a white background, you can get the Hypnotoad. The Hypnotoad cap's kind of cool. Yeah, but a lot of them seem to be on white backgrounds just blobbed onto the cap. I don't know, seems a little half-assed to me in some ways, you know what I'm saying? But maybe that's what you get for £25. There you go, caps. Everyone wants them, especially if you're a trucker. So, real Transformers news. Transformers news that'll actually matter to you and to me, potentially. This didn't pick up on TFW, but I saw on Show Z. We've got the Robots Toys R20 Hades, which are new renders of their up-and-coming figure, which is going to be Rampage. We have a CAD model of the crab mode with no colors on, and then we have a CAD model of the robot mode with colors on. I'm not sure how accurate the color scheme is. There's a lot of like reddish purples on him. Obviously, that's not what the toy looked like, but I don't think he looked like that in the show either. They've also done the crab face on like his stomach as like a turquoise, and his groinal region is turquoise as well. And once again, I don't remember him being turquoise cocked back in the day, but I could be wrong. It shows off a tank mode because you gotta have his silly weird tank mode. And it shows how his it doesn't show his transformation. It does show the back of the figure. And from looking at these images, it's not going to be animation accurate because it's going to have his big shoulder pads, which didn't exist in the cartoon. Now, maybe you'll be able to remove them to make him look a little bit more accurate, but obviously they were part of the transformation to close up around his his big shoulder pads would lower down and kind of clamp around his arms to hide them for the crab mode, if you didn't know. And in the animation model for the show, they didn't exist, so it looks like they're going for the easy option of just not worrying about that, I suppose. What have robot toys done before? Because I don't remember. So robot toys have also done, and is out right now, Robot Toys RT04 Tigatron. Who is that, you might ask? Well, you'd be surprised. Oh, these are small figures too. I should read these things. Because the Tigatron is only 3.94 inches tall. So that's relatively small because of like standard 6-inch figures. I imagine this is below deluxe size. So I imagine same for Rampage at least. Bonus Predaking Dragon Head. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? What do you mean pre-order Predaking Dragon Head? Will you show me an image of such a thing? Showsy? Oh, they show a Megatron head. Maybe that's what they mean. For a small, I don't know how I haven't talked about this before, but for a like 3-inch figure, this Tigatron seems to be pretty decent. Actually, it looks nice. Decent jointage. Granted, I'm not sure if it's basing its transformation scheme off of the Voyager we recently got. Well, not recently, but the Kingdom one. It doesn't look like it. If I wanted to be critical, I'd say he's a bit on the blocky side. Like the front forearms of his legs are not rounded, that you would expect on a tiger. They're a bit more squared. Is there a reason for that? No, it doesn't look like there's a reason. I'm guessing they just gave him a more angular look to help smooth out the design, to make it look a little less awkward and to help facilitate the robot mode as well. But that is merely a guess. But it looks pretty good, to be honest, this one. I have no idea if they are a good company or whatnot. Apparently, it has 2 LEDs as well. It's got LEDs for the lights as well, which, granted, I don't think it's that important to include in toys. But main figure includes a main figure, blaster, communicator, 3 alternative faces, missile, and golden disc. All right, okay, so it's got some extra faces. Let's see. Oh, he's gone. Oh, the lights are. Yeah, I see the pink eyes light up. Okay, mouth is open, mouth is closed. What's the third face? I can see his screamy face. And where's the? You said 3 faces, little thing, didn't you? Oh, the claw. Oh, what's the claw from? The claw is the thing that plugs into the side of his head, and then he puts the other part somewhere else, but I can't remember what that is from. It's from something. Can we have just a lineup of all of his accessories on the floor? There's the standard face. So he's got a... Oh, right, okay. So standard face, open mouth, screamy face, and then I'm guessing sad-looking open face, screamy thing. Then he's got a blue disc, the cable thing that I mentioned, the gut gun, a roll of quarters. It looks like this doesn't look too bad. Okay, well, this is the first time I heard about these, and he's only 29 pounds. That's because he's small. There's also the Robot Toys RT D01, just Scorponok, which is significantly more expensive. This one's 74 pounds. Why are you 74 pounds? Are you much bigger for no particular reason? Are you completely out of scale? I'm guessing it must be. I can't tell. There's actually no information on this page. It's the figure is out, but there's no information on the materials it's used. The height is unknown, and the battery type. It's got the battery type down, so I'm not quite sure exactly what this is. But it's a good looking Scorponok. It's very accurate. He's got two heads. What's the difference between the two heads? One's got a slightly more smooth chin, and the other one looks like it's got a bit more detail. He's got two types of pinchy scorpion claws as well. He's got a bee and the missiles to go with them as well. Maybe one set of claws has the ports that allow you to put the missiles and the other one doesn't. Scorpion mode doesn't look too bad. Around the front of the mouth of the scorpion, it looks a bit on the ropey side, but I think generally for the niceness of the actual scorpion mode, it's pretty decent. Oh, this one's masterpiece scaled. That's why this one's 74. Yeah, because we haven't had a masterpiece Scorponok yet. Are we ever? I mean, what was the last masterpiece that we had from Beast Wars? What was it? Was it Dinobot? No. Was it Rhinox? No, it's Rat Trap. Rat Trap's the last one. That was a while ago. So we haven't had any of the Terracons. So this looks like if you wanted a masterpiece Scorponok, this is going to fit perfectly fine into that set and be cheaper. So that's good, I suppose. I'm not sure why they decided to then, for the R4, make it tiny. But they did. They also have the RT-02, which is the Beast Wars Megatron. How big is this one? This one's 4 inches tall. So I guess after Scorponok, they thought, fuck it, we'll not make Masterpiece and we'll do our own thing at a small scale, I suppose. Because this is obviously a different designed Megatron. The one I've got on screen at the moment is the T-Rex version, if you remember that version, the red and blue T-Rex version. So that's this version that we're looking at. There is a standard version as well. Comes with a beam, images of him standing next to the standard colored Megatron. Looks fairly posable in dinosaur mode. I'm not sure about the face sculpt for the robot mode. Oh, that's probably... Oh, I see. Okay. So he comes with his hunting rifle, because of course he does. Comes with a pointy hand, an open bitch-slapping hand, a laser blast, which is not great, a toothbrush, and it looks like 2 interchangeable faces. Overall, still pretty solid. But I guess this is why Tigatron... What's the Megatron called? No, stop breaking. No... Shozy, why? Why did you break? Was I clicking too much? Is that what happened, Shozy? I clicked too much and you decided to die? Okay, can I get that story back? I think that's why the Tigatron figure came with the extra head, because the head that came with that Megatron was not great. I didn't think. I didn't think it was super good looking. So maybe that's what the Tiger... Let's have it. Can we get back to the Tiger? There's Tigatron. Okay. Let's have a look at this head, the extra Megatron head. Does this look less weird and better, quote unquote, at least by Andy's standards? Because I have a feeling it will do. Yep. Yeah, okay. So the reason, if you wanted to get the Tigatron would be really good to get if you already had the Megatron and you didn't like the Megatron head. Is it a dirty way to do it? Yes. Actually, is this Megatron head that bad? This one's not that bad. Maybe it's just because of the color scheme on the other one. It looked a bit on the wonky side. I don't know. But for some reason, the standard version of the Megatron is on... Oh, no, it's out. I thought it was on pre-order. Oh, it says it's on pre-order, but... Oh, yeah, it is on pre-order. Okay, this one's £26. Okay, my bad. I just can't read. They've also done the R1, which was Optimus Primal, obviously. Hang on. Oh, okay. So Scorponok is RT-D01. And these ones are just RT-01 for Primal and 04. So they add the D for the, I guess, the prefix of the big one, right? I'm guessing from the looks of things. They've got a pre-order on for the. Is this just Primal? Or is it a fancy version of Primal? No, they got a pre-order up for Primal at the moment. It looks a little bit awkward. Because again, it is a stylized monkey version of him, but yeah, again, not too bad. And then the RT03, which is Working, Leopard, Cheetor, and Shadow, which are both sold out. And they also did a RTDT. So there was another one, an RT Robot what's it? Robot Toys -DT, not just D, which was the Scorponok we talked about. Which they did, which was Bumblebee, which I think we did talk about. Guardian Mecha Bumblebee. Yeah, this was, I think we did talk about the small Bumblebee. Don't know how it was received. Yeah, but for some reason, and I don't know why, the Rampage, the small one that we talked about at the start, is listed as RT20 Hades. Now, forgive my counting, but if Primal is 1, Megatron is 2, Cheetor and Shadow Panther are 3, and Tigatron is 4. Where are the other 16? Where are the other 16 figures before Rampage? Yeah, maybe I'm just a silly little boy, a silly little sausage. But if you want, you can get the T-Rex version on sale. It's not on a huge discount. It's only on a 10% discount, but it is like £26.19, which, you know, for a third-party small figure doesn't sound too bad as a tester. If you wanted just to test and, you know, not do any reviews or any of that kind of stuff, you could do. Now, we also have, in terms of small boys, we have the fourth party toy, which is totally not KO's. No. The JD-01 Classic 0.1 Legend Scale, which is Classics Optimus Prime, the one with the really unique and cool design. Why hadn't this loaded up? So it's going to be 4.72 inches tall, or 12 centimeters, if you want to go that way. He will come with a plinth. Should we call it a plinth? Because it's not a stand, because there's no, I don't think there's a connection point for you to, like, hoik him into the air. Comes with a sword, which is new. He didn't have that. It looks like, I guess the Star Saber. He comes with the roof of his cab, which turned into a gun. He comes with the smokestacks, which were guns. He has removable hands. You can remove the fist for open slapping hands. Then there's another blue thing there, which I can't really tell what that is from these images. I think I briefly mentioned this before, but we didn't have a huge look at it. At least I mentioned it to Big D. His joints for his biceps don't have any color to them, which is a bit weird. So it's like his arms are pretty much fully red. And then for his hips, those joints are red rather than being painted silver, which again looks a little bit on the strange side visually. So can we find... So he's holding the Star Saber, I assume. I think that's a new design. And I'm trying to see what the translucent bit blue was. I don't see any images of it. I'm sure it will be useful for something, but I can't tell what. But otherwise, it just looks like a small version of that Optimus Prime. So if you didn't get the Classics one and you always wanted to have a fiddle around with it, because it is a good figure, even after all these years, it's still a really solid, good Optimus Prime toy. It's maybe in some places it's a bit gappy, but for the engineering and the time, it does a lot of really fun stuff, and he gives him 2 cool guns as well. Overall, a really solid redesign. This could be a way for you to get it cheaper, I presume, than going on to eBay, because I don't actually know how much. Oh, well, I mean, this is £19 and 14p, so it is cheap as chips. You know, it's cheaper than the Megatron and the robot toys we were looking at, but they at least had unique designs. Well, this is just a knockoff, obviously, and I don't know what kind of quality of knockoff it is. It might be a good one, might be a bad one. It's always hard to tell. You always do your research on these things. Dr. Wu has also pumped out some things. 3 things, in fact. 3 delicious things. We have the E59 and E60 drone and rover. These are the cassette drones from Siege Netflix Legacy Soundwave reissued variants. So these small cassettes were released 6 years ago, apparently. We have a 6-wheeled Blue Scout drone, slightly based on Soundwave's Auto Scout, and a red flying drone, which are compatible with any Siege, Netflix, or Legacy Soundwave mold, because they're all the same mold. To top it off, a new military green variant, the DW-E59G drone, and the DW-E60G rover will also be released. So there's a green variant if you want to get both of them in green as well. The rover, it looks like a moon rover. Well, the 6-wheel one looks like a moon rover, and the red one looks just like a drone, I suppose. They're not desperately interesting. I think that for me, the thing that made Soundwave's cassettes interesting was they had personality behind them, right? You know, you had Rumble and Frenzy, and they were just little dudes. You had Laserbeak and you had Ravage, and they're little animals, and ooh, aren't they cute? If you just have, like, a moon rover and a drone, I don't know. To me, that's kind of boring, you know? It's kind of flat and dull. It's like, oh... I guess they're okay. It's something you can use to shove into Soundwave's chest. They don't look like cassettes. Like the drone one, I guess you could squint your eyes and say maybe, because the what do you call the spinny bits? Let's just call them the spinny bits for argument's sake, just to make life easier on myself. Since they fold inwards, they kind of look like the rolls of tape inside of a cassette. So that one kind of works. The moon landing rover just it doesn't look like anything. So unfortunately, Dr. Wu, you don't have me. I don't think these look great, but if you missed them, you have the opportunity to get them again. Yay! Dr. Wu are doing the DW-E37, 38, and 39 with these names: Leap, Pulse Gun, and Wheel Hub. These are Micromaster scale versions of Cliff Jumper, Shockwave, and Hubcap. Reading on the story, these are new entries into Dr. Wu's Extreme Warfare line for the modern micro scale. The E37 Leap Cliff Jumper, 39 Wheel Hub Hubcap will stand 4.5 centimeters tall, while Pulse Gun, which is Shockwave, will stand 5.5 centimeters tall in robot mode. We have new molds and variants which will be packed in 2 packs and sold separately. So there's the cartoon deco of Leap and Pulse Gun, and then there's the Hubcap deco and head, and Astro Magnum Shockwave deco as well. So so yeah, it's just like a reswitch. So the Shockwave looks quite cute and neat. You can tell his legs are on a slide, and you push his thighs into his shins, as you would do an old Transformer. Cliff Jumper's face looks a little bit on the mushy side, a little bit squished. I like Shockwave's head. I think they've got the proportions quite nice on that. It's not too smushed or anything like that. He does have his big old backpack, which I hope is removable, but there's no guarantee. Cliff Jumper has his bazooka, and clearly has a neck joint that allows him to lie on his stomach and aim the bazooka, tilt the head fully upwards and attempt to look through the barrel. So for a Micromaster scale thing, that's quite nice. His chest is a wee bit on the broad side, if we're gonna be bitchy. It looks a little bit from angles, it doesn't look too bad, but from like direct on, is how wide that boy be. And obviously Hubcap is the yellow version of him. Shockwave looks like he's going to be fairly good as well. You cannot remove the backpack. It's got a pin running through. Never mind. That's definitely not coming out. He has a cable as well, black cable. Is that removable? I don't know if the cable is removable or not. I would always hope it is, because although it is iconic, the cable is a bit of a hindrance to posability, obviously, because it's a big old cable, so it'll reduce the amount of stuff you can do with it. Then they show him in his Space Gun mode, and the Space Gun mode, for Micromaster scale, it looks pretty good. His legs really don't do much, which is funny, because I would have thought, like, his... it seems like... his legs split down the middle, so his legs split down the middle, and the outside of his legs go in downwards and become the handle, and the inside of his legs I guess, form the back of the gun. So that's kind of interesting in itself. And then we have the other version, which is it's not even Shockwave because this like Shockwave's gray and gray. This one is a black version of Shockwave, and then with grey on him as well. So you could argue he looks a little bit nicer, I would say. And then the hubcap has a new head, obviously, but is just Cliffjumper. But what if yellow? And have a new head. So that's okay. Is the camo different? Try and keep the idea of the Cliffjumper's head in your mind. There actually aren't many shots of Cliffjumper's car mode. No, they look... Oh, no, they're a little bit different. Hubcap has the Bumblebee feet, so they're curved, versus Cliffjumper's more angular feet. Unless that's the Bumblebee mold, which it might be. It might be. It is the Bumblebee mold. Why wouldn't you put Cliffjumper and Hubcap next to each other so I could get a good side-by-side of them, see what the differences were? I'm guessing it's just the same mold, just with the new head. That would make sense. I'm probably just being dumb. That's, when's that ever happened? But right, boys? These guys are going to be coming out. No information as to when, but just imagine in the future. One day they will appear. That is my promise to you. And there is the DW-E58 Rocket Giant. Or, I don't know why not Giant Rocket, but this is going to be a super deformed Omega Supreme. The article reads, this is a very original take on the classic G1 Autobot Giant. In a 10 centimeter tall, super deformed, or chibi, in quotation, style. He can transform into his rocket and rocket base mode, and Dr. Wu surprises us with an extra mode. He can transform into a small cube. Oh, this is to go, because this is to go along with the Trypticon that did the same thing, and I'm pretty sure there was another, they might have done another Titan scale dude as a cube. He also comes with a Robo Doctor figure. Well, we'll see what that is. First pre-order bonus. First pre-orders will include a pair of tools for the Robo Doctor figure. If you don't, I guess if you don't get the pre-orders, then your doctor will have no tools, and he will only be able to stare helplessly as his patients die. Pretty dark, but there you go. So let's have a look at. Oh, it's only the singular image. I don't recognize the robot doc. The tools seem to be a wrench and a soldering gun iron thing. But yeah, it is a super deformed Omega Supreme. It's, it turns into his weird rocket train-based launcher thing, and he does indeed fold up to make a cube of some description. I think the Trypticon, if I remember, looked a little bit nicer. Yeah, I don't like this one as much as from what I vaguely remember Trypticon looking. I can't, if there were the other Titans, I clearly don't remember them either, so I can't say whether they were good or bad or to my preferences or not. But yeah, I think I like Dr. Wu's Micromaster stuff a little bit more. I just wish they'd do, again, for me, more interesting characters, which they have yet to do. We have some images from Shinzuoka Hobby Show 2025. We get some new colored images of the Takara Tomy Zoids / Diaclone / Transformer figure Shield D Prime, which is the Liger version of Optimus Prime. We see colored versions of it and some of the accessories it comes with as well. Let's read the actual blurb here. This is a triple crossover figure with the Shield Ligazoid, Wuch, Wuch. I think someone did not spell which correctly. Well, I can't talk, so who am I to point out spelling errors? Which can be piloted by a Diaclone corpse. So I guess that's what the small little dudes are for. And it can transform into Optimus Prime-like robot, but not Optimus Prime. Don't make that mistake. We have images of two samples, one in robot mode and the other in the Zoid mode, and get up close with the Diaclone figure. So let's have a look. So I think in terms of like how the Optimus Prime, but not Optimus Prime looks, it looks nice. Do I wish it wasn't Optimus Prime and it was its own thing? Pop the head off and give it its own new Transformer head design. Don't give it the Optimus Prime waist. I think I'd be happy with that. But in terms of this looks fairly okay. He does have a gigantic Liger head in his chest, but I think that's clearly because it's a cockpit, right? So it needs to facilitate that aspect and the movable jaw and all that jazz. They say they get up and close and personal with the Diaclone figures, but that's fucking a lie because there's only one image here of the Diaclone figures, one running away and one on a bike. I don't know whether that means those are going to be coming with the Prime. I assume probably. Then again, it's posed along with a stand as well. And I don't think it's coming with the stand. There's also something on the left-hand side of it, but I'm not quite sure what that is. This thing here, this grey thing, but doesn't really say. It looks okay. If there was a different head, I'd be a bit more tempted by it. I probably still wouldn't get it because it's probably going to be expensive. I assume by looking at it, but it is nice to see a colored version of it. I think the Liger form is maybe a little stronger than the robot form. Again, if I wanted to be a little bit bitchy, because the arms and legs again effectively looks like he just stands up basically. Okay. But it makes his arms and legs in robot mode look relatively thin as well compared to the gigantic Liger chest, which would make it look like his chest is much fuller while his limbs are on the kind of weedy side, I'd say. Maybe that's what the gray thing was here. So this is showing more images of the Synergenex. Said that right? Series Macross 7 figure, crossover with Transformers Basara Convoy. This is the grey prototype version of that, if I've said any of that correctly. Let's read the blurb. Transformer teams up with Macross 7 anime from 1994. Oh my god. This mecha is named Basara Prime, which combines the name of Macross 7's protagonist, singer Basara Neki, with Optimus Prime. I mean, it's the first and last name, Basara and then Prime. But okay, It'd be like if they made a robot version of me that looked like Optimus Prime and they called it Andrew Prime. It's not that impressive. Whatever. Well, we've already seen the great prototypes during the Takara T-Spark Zone event earlier this year. That I do remember that. Now we have a clear look at the VF-19 Excalibur custom alt mode. So that's the jet mode. Another look at the robot mode and his guitar. And what seems to be our first look at the new trailer / battle station part, according to one image. This figure is planned to be released next year in spring. So, I mean, a year from now, it'll be out. Unless there are delays, of course. So yeah, it seems like it comes with this trailer stand thing, which it looks like it's meant to be a music stand. It almost looks like a Hot Rod a Rodimus Prime trailer kind of thing. The jet mode looks really cool. The jet mode, maybe not ironically, but me and Big D last week were talking about Beast Machine's, what's it, not thrust? Jetstorm, right? This is that jet mode. It's exactly this jet mode, except it's a lot cleaner, obviously. But that's the Jetstorm kind of jet. Yeah, this Prime comes with like an extra trailer, which seems to transform or at least open up into a music stand. It's kind of cute. Wish we had a closer image of him and his guitar, but yeah, this looks pretty interesting, pretty fun little figure. And it seems like the robot also comes with interchangeable faces, 2 extra interchangeable faces. Something that looks like a Gundam shield. This thing like here, it looks like the RX-78 shield. I don't think it's meant to be. And then a gun that doesn't look like Prime standard gun. But yeah, it looks nice. I'll be interested to see how easy it is to transform. And it looks like he's got quite a bit of like wing kibble on his legs, but pretty fancy looking. I think these two from Takara Tomy look a little bit more interesting than some of Hasbro's kind of crossover attempts. But maybe that's just my bias towards Animu over Western animation. Who's to say? Pardon. Next up, a little bit of info from Lego Rumors. So it's just prices and all that jazz. Because we know that a Lego Soundwave is coming. They say it's possible, but the amount of times it's been, Lego Soundwave. It just, they have to say it's possible because they don't know for sure, but yeah, it's more than likely, let's say. So Soundwave is going to be, the Soundwave set, the number on it is, for the Lego people out there, is going to be 10358 will be the number on the box. It's going to be 1,502 pieces. It's going to be $179.99 US dollar dues. It's going to be out in August the 1st, so if you really want it day one, get ready. And this set will include Lego sound brick piece from the Lego Minecraft Goat. This set will include the Lego sound brick piece from the Lego Minecraft Goat. Okay. I'm sure people that have the Lego Minecraft Goat will know what that means, but to me, I'm assuming it won't have the goat sound, right? If it's just a brick that plays music or a sound clip, like an MP3 file or something like that, like a sound box, I assume it did the goat scream, right? The that, because we need goat screaming. So I assume it will be changed out for maybe transformation sound effects, maybe gun blast effects. They might just have it. This is again super speculation, just on trying to figure out what this is. They might try and keep it super generic as a brick piece, so it can be used on Prime or Bumblebee or any other future Lego ones, or they might make it specific to Soundwave and have some Soundwave lines. I would imagine that because it will be small, relatively small, because it'll be a brick, they'll probably just keep it down to the transformation sound, right? I'd be surprised if it would hold a huge amount in it. But okay, there we go. Fair enough. And the last bit of news is Hasbro explains their digital gaming future. Lads. Hopefully... Apologies. Tired. Hopefully it will be better and more interesting than Games Workshop's. Games Workshop had their Skull Throne event where they show off new games, and as per usual, it was a lot of minor updates for games that have been out for a long time. A couple of interesting games, and then the rest is just like, oh, hey, mobile swap. So, okay. So, here we go. We have Hasbro talked a little bit about their upcoming AAA games with Saber Interactive, who did Space Marine 2, and seemingly a decent company. However, the actual IP in question has not yet been revealed. So, in brackets, Hasbro also in February announced a partnership with Saber Interactive where it is in co-development. So they're coming to the table where we're co-investing in development of the new game. Regarding other digital games, and this is the next quote, and then we have the complete opposite end of the spectrum where we are, if I could talk again, 100% building, supporting, publishing, investing on our own video games. It's a different investment, and it's a different return profile. Business fucking nonsense, whatever. So we believe that the diversity of how we're approaching the game is the smart way to lean into some areas of opportunity without putting too much risk on the table. Again, anchoring back to playing to win. Playing to win. I assume that's not paying to win. I don't know. And then we have regarding John Haight's appointment as the president of the Wizards of the Coast Digital Gaming. I have no idea who this is. John Haight, Hight. There's no E in there. I don't know if that changes the pronunciation. My apologies if it does. Has come into the organization and has really taken a very thorough, thoughtful view, not only on the current pipeline within all of gaming, but what are the opportunities that he sees that we can step into over the next few years. And video games and anything on gaming is longer. On gaming is longer. It's not an immediate. Okay. It comes true in the next year. So we have continued to try and keep those two worlds and decisions associated with those two worlds separate. But it's not lost on us at all. Sorry, but it's not lost at all on us, blah, blah, blah. Myself and the executive team that we need to keep creating and keep creating the capacity for Wizards of the Coast to grow. I've heard that Wizards of the Coast has not been doing desperately well. I don't know about its, video game division, but I hear generally the cards have not been doing desperately well in terms of fan reception, because I hear they've been using AI art, which is a very hot button topic at the moment. I don't think companies should really be leaning into AI art. If some dude on YouTube uses AI art for a thumbnail, I don't think anyone should really bitch or whine. I think if people use AI art for, just making art for themselves that they want to put online as well, that's fine. I think it's disappointing if you want to try and sell that AI art. At this stage, at least, I don't know. But I don't think companies, I think specifically companies shouldn't really be doing it. I think it will happen more and more in the future as it goes. But in terms of gaming for Transformers, it seems like they're dancing around the actual announcement of, yes, we're going to be doing a Transformers game. I think it's obvious that they will. Transformers is the biggest IP for Hasbro, so why wouldn't you take that? It's been a long time since Transformers had a good video game. It's been a long time since... Yeah, I mean, the last real decent video game was Devastation in my eyes for Transformers, so that was a long time ago. So it'd be nice to see something new for that. Anything that's not just shovelware. That's what I'm asking for. Anything that's not shovelware. Or just basic crap game made for kid, which, what was it, Cyberverse was? I think Earthspark had a made for shit kid game with no effort put into it, but I can't remember. So anything that's like a real video game would be nice. As long as you focus on making a good game and focus around Transformers, that'd be cool. Simon Tang says, I think the Magic Final Fantasy card crossover is very hot and profitable. Oh, okay. So I didn't even know they were doing that. But if they are doing that, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was successful just on the basis that people like Final Fantasy. Is it just Final Fantasy 7 or is it like Final Fantasy as a brand? Do you know, Simon? Is it like encompassing all of Final Fantasy? Because obviously there are a lot of Final Fantasies. So I wonder. I think that's all of our news. Is that all of our news? I didn't see anything extra on Show Z, and it seems like that's all we got on the front page-o as well. Yeah, that's it. That's all of the news this week. I do have a box right here from Show Z, which I can open up. I think I know what it is. It might be one thing. It might be... Oh, it's one thing. Okay. It's my Dino King upgrade kit. Okay. I think I've got the upgrade kit for Vector Prime coming as well, but I guess this one's came first. It's my first time with a DNA Designs kit. So... You've no idea, Simon? Okay, no worries. You haven't fallen into the Magic the Gathering horrible nightmare fuel of sucking your money away. Okay, some bits are a bit loose. Oh, there's a translucent blue Kakuryu head. The Triceratops head. There's a translucent blue version. Is that maybe that's a pre-order bonus, which granted I don't care desperately about, but whatever. Got all the weapons, got all the bits. Hopefully I've got all the bits. Like I say, some of these pieces have come a little bit on the loose side. I'm not going to open it up because I know that pieces are going to fly everywhere if I do. Yeah, I can see that a hip bit has gone missing and a filler part, and their forearm piece has gone missing. So I imagine they're somewhere in here. So let's not ask about with that, because like I say, I don't want to lose the bits. There we go. Hopefully I'll enjoy that when I get around to installing it into my Dino King and upgrading him. Big D seemed to like his when he got his, so that's not a bad thing. What things have I been up to this week? What things have I done? What did I watch? I rewatched 13th Warrior, the Antonio Banderas movie. Where he plays an Arab man, and he goes to, I think, like Viking land effectively, and the Vikings are attacked by savages from the mountains, who dress up as bears, and him and his Viking Antonio Banderas and his Viking friends have to go and hunt them down. It's quite a good little film, not anything crazy. It's just like you watch it and you go, yeah, it's a good little action adventure movie. I thought. I was like, yeah. I watched finished watching Creature Commander today, the James Gunn DC cartoon thingy that used the monster commanders like the Bride of Frankenstein, Dr. Phosphorus, the Merwoman, Weasel. I was happy to see Weasel again. I liked Weasel in Suicide Squad, the second one. I thought Weasel was quite fun. What a little guy he is. Little tiny Weasel guy. How was Creature Commando? It was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of the jokes. What I really did like was I thought the animation was really nice. I thought the animation was great. The thing I most appreciated about the animation was it didn't look like Invincible. And a lot of shows I feel look like Invincible. You know, Young Justice looked like Invincible. There's this D&D show, or D&D like show, which is on Amazon as well, which kind of looks like Invincible, like that animation style. I'm not a big fan of. I think generally the actual animation itself was fairly nice and smooth and graphic and detailed and everything like that, and so it looked nice. The writing was a bit. It was fine, you know. It's not bad. I think it's an easy, just like you watch it and you go, okay, fair enough. There we go. You're not going to get a desperately deep story. It is a very basic kind of. I mean, it's only 7 episodes. Each episode's 24 minutes long or something like that. So it's not a deep story, and they go through very quick flashbacks of the characters. But it shows how the characters mostly are sent to prison, but it doesn't show how the bride is sent to prison. And it doesn't show why the fish underwater girl are sent to prison, or at least justified keeping her in prison. Because most of them, like Dr. Phosphorus, he was captured by Batman because he was an evil villain man who'd gone crazy. So that makes sense why he was put away. The robot dude was put away because he has an ability to just be a little bit Nazi killing obsessed, which is like, okay, fair enough. So he does go a little bit gun happy, so it makes sense why he's put away. Weasel is accused of murdering children, so again, that makes sense why he's put away. The fish girl was just an urban legend in Star City until they caught her and then threw her in jail. Seems odd. And the Bride of Frankenstein, we don't know why she was put into jail. She just is there for some reason. We don't know why. Simon Tang says, what do you think about the new Superman trailers? I think it looks like it might be better than Man of Steel. And I really didn't like Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel was pretty fucking awful. I remember I watched it around at Dave's house and he was like, oh, so good. And I was like, oh, it's stupid. Why did Clark Kent's dad just go like, well, I'm gonna go kill myself now. Bye-bye, son. I was like, that's so fucking dumb. It's so dumb. No, I didn't like it. I didn't like Man of Steel. I thought it was pretty awful. Henry Cavill was a great Superman, but man, the script writing for that was trash. The way that the trailer for Superman looks, it looks okay. I don't like how CG looks these days. I think CG looks pretty terrible. Like the big kaiju creature he's fighting looks very obviously not real. But I don't think we're going to be getting away from that. So it almost feels like we've regressed in how CGI looks in a lot of ways. Like if you remember Davy Jones, like Davy Jones is one of those really good examples of like you show Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean movies and you're like, wow, he looks fantastic. And you look at some of the CG stuff now and you're like, oh man, what happened? I don't have a lot of faith for Superman. And I'm trying to think, do I care? I don't really care about Superman. I've never been a Superman kind of guy. So he doesn't really do it for me. I'll be honest. But I hope it's good. You know, I'm always hopeful that a movie is not bad. So what about you, Simon? Is it a movie you're looking forward to seeing? And I was going to say playing, but it's not playing, it's watching. You looking forward to watching one of those in the future? Watching it in the future? What else have I been up to? I got a new game which I've been playing on stream called Metal Bringer. It is a roguelike game where you wake up in the future after being cryo-sleeped for a while, and it seems like an AI has taken over, and you have to fight your way down, beat the evil AI, and release the humans from their captivity because they're being cryo-sleeped. And, you know, people want to be free. You want to have them repopulate the world because the evil nuclear bomb or whatever it is seems to have dissipated. So it's time to set the people free. It's got the roguelite aspects are you pick up discs to increase your power. You know, it gives you extra abilities and whatnot. As you go through, you get money, which you use to buy these chips. You use them to buy mech parts because you are able to salvage together mechs and ride on them and interchange their limbs. So, say if you are in a robot and you blow up another robot and it's got a Gatling gun and you're like, I don't like this pistol, I'm gonna use this Gatling gun. You can just hold the left trigger down and they'll swap the weapons around. If your parts are too damaged and you kill a robot and it has better health, again you can just swap those parts around and again give yourself a better fighting chance to go through the game. And as you go down in the levels, the more and more enemies are around, and obviously the higher damage they do and the higher health that they have. It's pretty good. It's got a really nice, fun, pixelated look to it. It looks like a game you'd probably play on the PlayStation 1. It's quite good. I'm all in it. I got it on sale, so it was like £13 or something like that. So it's like, yeah, okay, yeah. And I'm having a good time with it. Can't complain. What else? Oh, that's right. I watched the anime movie Sword of the Stranger. Sword of the Stranger, like 2007. That was pretty good. Animation was really nice in it. Nice, simple story, but effective. It happens in Edo. I don't know if it's definitely Edo period Japan, but it's that kind of setting Japan. You know, classic samurai setting Japan. Chinese. I think they're not really Chinese. They're not ambassadors. They're diplomats. Chinese. Let's call them diplomats just for ease of sake. Chinese diplomats have came over to Japan, and they are trying to find the medicine for immortality. So to do this medicine, they have to build a big structure, and they have to kill a child. The story is about chasing this child down, who's escaped from them, and the child finds a wandering Ronin. Who's an incredible swordsman, and it's about like keeping the kid safe and the Ronin kind of putting aside his guilt from the war he's just escaped from and learning to use his sword again to defend someone. It's that kind of story. It's good. It's nice. Yeah, it's really good animation and all that kind of jazz. So it's like it's pretty fun. I also finished Zenshu. Finished Zenshu this week as well. That was good. It has quite a lot of unanswered questions. It's a story about a animation artist, director lady who dies after eating a poisoned bit of food, gets transported to her favorite anime setting, which is called Tale of Perishing, which is a movie where it basically ends. It's a sad end. It's basically everybody dies and the hero kind of suffers throughout and has a bad time. And her role in it is to lessen his sorrow and, you know, fix the world. So when a character's meant to die, she steps in and saves that character. And she does this with the power that was given to her somehow, which is the ability to draw into being references to other anime. So it's not a direct thing, but they have a reference to Gundam. Like there is a Gundam reference. It's basically the RX-78, and it does the RX-78 pose at the end of Gundam when it's got no head. You know, it does that. There is a thing called Tiger Mask, which is a wrestler that has a tiger's mask on. I don't know what the anime it's based off of is, but I know that's a reference to something. There's some Bishoujo stuff, so there's a handsome boy, which I think is a reference to something. Another thing. Yeah, there's a Macross reference as well. I think there's a Macross. There's a lot of references where you're like, oh yeah, that looks like a thing I know, but it's not quite the thing I know. There are the questions of where are the evil things coming from. It doesn't explain that. The director of the movie, who died in a similar way to her, is transported to that world as well, but comes back as a bird and keeps telling the girl that she can't change anything, it's useless. Doesn't really explain why this has happened twice. Doesn't really explain why she has the power to do things. It's 12 episodes, but again, there are story points here which it feels like you're meant to just don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy the animation, which is really good, and the story, which is quite fun. It's not a bad story. It's just there are a lot of unanswered questions by the end when you go, what does this mean? And what does this mean? You haven't told me anything. And she goes back to her world because she didn't die. And then again, I'm like, but did she like choke on food and have a near-death experience? Is that what? They don't talk about it. You're not meant to worry about it. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever, it's fine. Simon says, hang on, what do you think about the? Okay, no, too cheap to go to the theaters. Well, yeah. For me, I wouldn't describe myself as too cheap to go to the theaters, but I think that is a good way to describe it. I'm too cheap to go to the theaters and roll the dice on whether I'm going to see a good movie or not. Because at this point, I don't know whether I'm going to see good movies at the cinema. And if we're at that point, I'd rather just wait and watch it on streaming. Because it's no gamble then. If I don't like the movie, I haven't wasted like you say, a load of money on going to the cinema for a movie that is poo. Simon also says, I heard this game is interesting. Delivery at all cost. Might be, hang on, delivery at all cost. I haven't heard of that. Let's have a look on Steam. Since you mentioned it. Delivery at all costs. There it is. That was fairly fast to find. What kind of game are we? The setting doesn't look like it's for me. It kind of looks like an old Grand Theft Auto, almost, but with a more isometric perspective on it. And this is not a game I would play because it's set in the quote-unquote real world, which I always find it usually pretty fucking boring. I don't think it looks like a bad game. It's just stacking loads of boxes on top. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. It just like I say, reminds me a lot of like old top-down GTA. And that's not my jam, really. But it is, at least on Steam, it's like 24 beans. So yeah. Thank you for the letting me know, Simon. But for me, it's always fantasy and sci-fi. That's kind of my jam. That's my shtick, if you would. What else have I been up to? I've done more Warhammer stuff. I've finished painting my 30 zombies, and I've got them based and all that stuff. I've painted and bought... Yeah, I got through the post. Heinrich Kemmler, a necromancer, Isabella von Karstein, Manfred von Karstein, and a very old vampire as well from... these are all very old Games Workshop miniatures. Krell is painted, the one that Big D gave me. Heinrich Kemmler's painted. I've started through most of the Necromancer. Isabella's got a little bit on her. I need to get a base for Manfred. And I've stripped... Oh, there was another Necromancer that had paint on, which I've stripped away, so that took some time. And I had to strip the other very, very old, slightly Nosferatu silly-looking vampire. I had to strip him as well of his paint because he was painted badly. So I've done that. What else did I do? I've finished my Tomb Scorpion as well, so that wasn't too bad. So I've been getting through some painting wise and whatnot. Simon says it's free on Epic. I don't use Epic, but if you've got Epic, rock and roll. I don't want to have a Epic thing, to be honest. It's not a thing that I'm in for. I'm happy with just sticking with Steam. Is there anything else I've done? I mean, I think that's a decent bout of stuff, really, for the most part, in terms of fun things and whatnot. Then it's just the drudgery of life, isn't it? Just been doing those little bits here and there. Anything else? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah, nothing desperately exciting as usual. I'm hoping that next week we'll either have more or better news, better in quotations, obviously, If not, we will be going back to the second part of Beast Machines, where we'll talk about stuff. What's this? Gex Trilogy Overview. Gex joins... Oh, they're remaking Gex. Gex joins the modern age. Oh, okay. Sorry, I just saw that. Native 16:9 widescreen. Huh. Well, fuck, I'd buy that. I enjoyed Gex. I think it was flawed. But I'll pick it up for the nostalgia's sake. Smooth analog controls. Oh, that's good, because Gex 1 was fucking rough. It was rough to play. Yeah. You can see the smoothness of the analog control. New analog control. Yeah. Is it coming out for PC, though? It is. Coming out for Steam? Ooh, okay. Hang on, chat. Hang on. Gex Trilogy. There we go. June 16th. Next month. Huh. No price on it yet, but okay. Well, fuck. Gex 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, Gex, Gex, then Enter the Gecko, then Deep Cover Gecko. Wait, isn't first Gex just like the... Yeah, okay, so they're doing the 2D platformer Gex as well. Ew. That one was rough. Oh, that one was really rough, though. Enter the Gecko was the one I had. And my friend had the Gex 3, technically, so okay. Simon says, Hasbro sent my Omega Prime, and then halfway through the shipping process, they redirected the passage back to Hasbro. No idea what happened. Maybe they realized it was a damaged one, quote unquote, because if you remember, there have been reports, quite a few reports of that Prime having issues with the hips and whatnot. So maybe they were just like, any outgoing Primes, grab them, pull them back, and send out a one that's not broken. I'm assuming. Or rather, they gave me a good copy rather than having to send it back. Yeah, if you take it in good faith, Simon, assume that that's the reason. You know, assume that that's the reason why they're asking for it back. That they caught it when it hit another station and said, no, send it back. We'll send out a good one. XL Hedge says, thoughts on the recent Warhammer video game announcement? I'm looking forward to Space Marine 1 Remaster. Okay, so Space Marine 1 Remaster, to me, feels very much like the multitude of The Last of Us remasters, mostly pointless. It doesn't feel like what they're doing to Space Marine 1 is that big of an upgrade. It's a minor upgrade, but it's not a huge upgrade. And I assume they're going to be making you pay full video game price for it. Dawn of War, at least, has visible things that you can see the difference in. You know, they're giving you the full screen, which the previous one didn't have, so that's good in itself. They're updating the textures, which, you know, the models are still going to be lumpy, but the textures are going to be a bit nicer, and they're doing stuff with the lighting and stuff, and it is noticeable differences. You're also getting 4 games in there, technically. You're getting Dawn of War 1, Dawn of War... Oh, what was the first one called? Winter Assault, Soulstorm, and Dark Crusade. So you're getting 4 things in that. With Space Marine 1, you're just getting Space Marine 1. And if you're lucky, they're going to be opening the servers again and having all the cosmetic DLC. So again, like I say, to me, Space Marine 1 feels like a shrug. Who cares? Like, if you've got the first one, what is the real benefit to getting this new one? Very minor upgrades. I'll wait 10 years' time and get it for £5 as an upgrade, but I'm not going to be like rushing out to get it day one kind of thing, you know? Let's check. Space Marine. Space Marine. Oh, it's the Mastercrafted edition, isn't it? Yeah, because you can get... Let's check. Space Marine. How much is Space Marine not on sale? Space Marine not on sale on Steam is... If I could spell correctly. $7.99 for the anniversary edition of Space Marine. So, it's not going to be that. It's definitely not going to be $7.99. It says improved high fidelity and improved textures. Like, from the trailer, I didn't see a huge improvement to the textures. What they should have done is they should have had a side-by-side, you know, where they split the screen down the middle. And they show this side is this version of the game, and this side is this side of the game. Just so you could definitely see the differences. Because just looking at the trailer, the big thing I could tell was for some reason they changed the orcs color scheme. For some reason now the orcs are in black armor rather than red armor. I don't care. Why would I care about that? Because again, the big main orc boss had like the metal jaw, but it was red. The shoulder pads, which were red. The power claw, which was red. They're now black now. So it's like, ooh, what an upgrade. It's like, whatever. Improved character models. Again, I'd need to see side-by-sides because I can't tell just by looking at it. Modernized control scheme and interface, that seems irrelevant. I don't see how that would really improve the gameplay because it was already decent. I don't remember the control schemes being bad in Space Marine 1. And then remaster the audio. Again, in the trailer, I feel they should have played sounds from the original game and the audio from the new game so you can see the difference between them, you know? But they didn't. So again, that's what makes me a little bit dubious on how big of an actual upgrade this is. It doesn't feel like a big upgrade, which is why I was very kind of like, shrug, who cares? Excel Hedge says, also happy to report my Omega Prime arrived. Thanks for not telling me you were sending it HasLab. Oh, they didn't let you know? Ugh. No damage on the Prime abs. That's good. Make sure you transform it multiple times to make sure that it doesn't crack. And no yellowing on the Ultra Magnus. Again, that's really good. I still need to cancel my pre-order, my HasLab on the X-Men 97 Sentinel. I need to get around and cancel that to, you know, make sure I don't burn money that I don't have, you know? So that's something I'll need to do maybe next week, hopefully. Well, Andy, I don't have Steam and I've never played it on 360 and PS3. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. You can get it at least on the consoles. When was there not a digital version that you could buy on the more modern consoles? If not, I guess this is why I'm not excited. I have it on Steam. I have the power of the sexual PC. If you're stuck to the consoles, then this might be your first time and only time being able to play Space Marine, at least. So that'll be good for you. I can only talk about my own experience, and for me, it's a shrug. But that'll be it. That's it. No more news. I'm sorry, chat. That's our stream for this week. Thank you very much for coming on by, everybody. Like I said, next week will be it will be either Beast Machines. Well, let's be honest. It's more likely to be Beast Machines, unless a load of interesting news comes out next week, which I doubt. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and all those places as Decayed Andy. Ron Flesh of a Human Being, not the 10-year period. Never make that mistake. Never. You can find us on the Moonbase 2 forum, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn. We're on Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast on lots of places as well. If you want to join on a Sunday, it's 9:30 in the evening UK time. And you can join us and join in chat and all that jazz and good stuff. So thank you very much for coming on by, everybody. Sorry it couldn't have been a longer show, but when it gets to these new shows, that's just how it is, I'm afraid. So until next week, I've been Andy, and I'll see you suckers next time. Bye-bye, everybody! Bye-bye! I'm going to have nighttime toast now. Toast.